Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. And we're your hosts, at least two of them anyway. I'm the Bake Show, Shake and Bake, and we got the Nard Dog, Bernard Green, as well. We're the Ringside Boys. This is Ringside Rant. Make sure to check out StadiumRant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. And follow Stadium Rant and the boys on social media. Bernard, man, before I get into everything, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Like I said, another week in the books. I think this weekend, ready for weekend, I just want to just relax, not do anything, just kick back, drink some beer, and watch some football. How about you?
That sounds like a heck of a plan. I got to be honest, I don't got much going on. I work this next weekend, which is Halloween weekend, which is really just a fumble on my part, but anyway, I digress. A lot to talk about in the department of wrestling. A lot of gold on the line. SmackDown's kind of been a step behind, maybe. As an overall show, I think it definitely has its moments that are fun and definitely some things to tune into, but overall kind of taking a step back. But the women's tag team titles were defended on Friday. Ruca and Zaria were in the conversation. That's awesome to see. Great way to keep the tag team titles fresh. Get NXT talent in there. Melo breaks out on his own, finally gets to spread his wings yet again. Ilya Dragunov makes a massive return on Friday Night SmackDown and wins the United States Championship off of Sami Zayn in an open challenge. We're going to talk about that. We have a special little game for just Bernard and I of Push Book Barry. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that as well. And are we starting to witness the heel turn of Cody Rhodes? I don't know, man. I think I just start to see some weird things going on in the way this man is acting lately. And I don't know. I saw something online that I think is a little far-fetched, but I don't know. Given certain angles they've done recently, I don't know. We'll get into that later. Maybe Cody Rhodes is going dark. Who knows? Seth Rollins was injured. I believe during the Crown Jewel match. So Braun Breaker took the title last Monday, left with it after spearing Seth, and then he had a strip. Pierce had to strip Rollins of the belt. So Breaker begrudgingly gave it back. We'll talk about all of that as well. That led to a battle royal to see who was going to face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. Jey Uso was the winner of that match. We're going to talk about that just a little bit. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are your new tag team champions. Becky Lynch loses, but is still a champion, so we're going to talk about that as well. Maxinne Dupri is on one heck of a run, and Bernard, just for you, my friend, to end the show tonight, we're going to be talking about something fun going on Saturday evening. NXT's Halloween Havoc. Should be a fun show to get after it. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, chat, this is normally the part where I ask my co-hosts how they're doing, but I already did that. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments throughout. Really let me know how you're feeling about the entire week. But let's kick it off on Friday. Women's tag team titles were defended. Charlotte and Alexa doing this really fun, JC calls them the Twisted Sisters angle. JC's not here tonight dealing with some family stuff, so thoughts and prayers and love out to him and his family. But yeah, that's his name for Alexa and Charlotte is the Twisted Sisters. Ruca and Zaria are really good. And I know you're watching NXT and there's starting to be some friction there between the two. I think Soul kind of smoothed it out just a little bit, but still starting to plant those seeds. I guess because Charlotte and Alexa are still champions, there's not as much to say there. It's kind of like, okay, what's next for them? Fine. But do you feel like let's start with Zaria. How do you feel about Zaria, like her future? Because I think everybody's well in on Ruca, but I feel like Zaria doesn't have like that star power that Ruca has right now. But I think in the future, she has a chance to be a legitimate player down the line. She's powerful. She's got a good look to her. I think maybe she could use some character work, but what do you think?
Yeah, let's start with that we just said just now, the character work. I think Zaria is great talent. Like I said, character work, I think they need a character change. Um, because like I said, there's kind of friction in between those two. Like they're not really on the same page. Good evening, Mrs. What Maga D side. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. Um,
Appreciate you.
as far as yep, yep. So as far as Zara is concerned, she feels like it's her time to shine. She watched, Sol Ruca. She become the North American champion, and now she's the women's speed champion. And she
What up,
look at all
Alex?
that, and what's up, Alex? And she believes that you know, it's like her time to shine. And she feels that how Zaruka getting, like you said, getting all this shine and she got all this star power while she just like in the back and just, watching her back and all this kind of stuff and all, which is good. But, well, for me, I say it's not good. And if it is, it's to a certain point. You're not here to make friends or hold their hands and always like you're here to become champion. I think that's what Zara's feeling right now. So, as far as character work, she does needs to, probably get a character change. I think we was at that. We was on the road on NXT for those who follow, and I think you follow too, Shake Fake. That
Mm-hmm.
Zaria, like we on the road where Zaria finally snaps and turns heel on Zaruka, so Ruka. But
Bingo.
unfortunately, yeah. But unfortunately, things have happened. Things have changed. So for those I guess during the tag team championship match, I didn't really watch too much of it. I didn't really watch SmackDown at all, to be honest with you, 'cause I was so getting ready for other stuff. But I did see some highlights, and Soruka got hurt, and therefore this past week at NXT, she had to relinquish the North American Championship. But she didn't have to North American Championship for too long because this Saturday at Halloween Havoc, you have Blake Monroe and Zaria taking her place to defend the North American Championship. So this is a good opportunity for Zaria. I just wish that the story followed all the way through, but like I said, fortunately Zaria got hurt. But we'll see how it goes from here. But I think Zaria is great talent. Like I said, she just needs like a couple of wrenches tighten here and there, and I think she'd be good to go. Your thoughts and chat.
I mean, Eric was saying that Zarya does need a character change. I think a heel turn would be perfect. I think her look and her move set is gonna suit her better as a heel, um, especially with someone who's as over as Sol Ruca. You know how easy that's gonna be for her to get heat and keep it. That's
Yeah,
gonna be a really fun feud. I wonder if they have Zarya lose, and then Sol gets on her, and then Zarya's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait a minute here! After all these months of me helping you and doing all these things, you're gonna snap on me when I step up for you last minute." And then that's going to be a catalyst and everything like that. I like Zarya a lot. And
yeah,
I think her being a heel will help bring out her personality a little bit more. So, yeah, SmackDown, it had its things. The Miz came out and tried to challenge Sami Zayn in the open challenge. Didn't really go so great. Carmelo Hayes came out and mollywopped him and said, "No, you're not going to do that, and I'm done with you. I can't stand you. I'm not even going after Sammy. I just did this so you couldn't do that." Like, it was just a hater of the year material. And I'm really excited to see Melo back on his own. I think we all know he's talented enough to do that. Just give him the opportunity. Him and Andrade balled, and Andrade's not even in the company anymore. So that kind of like shows to me that you can put Melo with pretty much anybody and he's going to be fine. This thing with Miz, it didn't work out. That's fine. They didn't really necessarily, in my opinion, get the opportunity to work out. If they had gotten the tag titles, different conversation. But that's over. Sammy's still in the ring, and out comes the dragon, Ilya Dragunov, returning, shocking the entire WWE universe. I mean, we all knew it was coming eventually. We thought maybe the Royal Rumble at this point, with it being a couple months away. But no, he comes in, is the new United States champion. I'm really excited for it. The internet was completely lit up about it, which leads to a question, kind of, who do you see next down the line here? Obviously, Sammy has that rematch clause. Don't know when or if he'll invoke it, but is certainly on the table. In chat, you're welcome to play here. We're going to throw it to one of our favorite games. Who's going to be next up for the U.S. title? It's Push, Book, Barry. Push it real good. So I got three names here for you, Bernard. You got Damian Priest. You got Mr. Black, and you got Carmelo Hayes. You got to push one towards the U.S. title. You got to book one to be in the picture, maybe not make it there just yet. And one you don't want in the U.S. title for one reason or another. Go ahead, push, book, Barry, Priest, Black, or Melo.
All right. So, Ilya Dragunov is United States Championship. Is United States champion. So, who would I will push? No, I will book. Okay, I will book. I said Damian Priest.
Okay.
Book Damian Priest. Probably have him lose. I would push. Who's the second person you said now?
Aleister Black.
Okay, Aleister Black. That's a good Aleister Black. Okay, let's go to the other person. I will push. Okay. I will push Aleister Black, believe it or not, to be United States champion. Because being that he's reunite with his wife Zelina Vega, which I think this is a good fresh new start for Zelina Vega. I said push Aleister Black to beat Ilya Dragunov for the United States Championship, and I would bury Carmelo Hayes, but in a good way. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why. Because even though that he's there, he got his feet wet and all, I think his time is not yet here just yet. Maybe 2026. We 2 months out from 2026. So I say that. So that's what I'll do. What I'll do is Ilya is the champion. Book Damian Priest to have an awesome match with Ilya Dragunov. Push Aleister Black to become the new U.S. champion. And then I will bury Carmelo Hayes, but not for long, because I think 2026 will be his year. Your thoughts?
I like that. I like that a lot. I want to say I disagree in that chat. I can get to you guys as well. Alex already put his in. Feel free, go chat. Get your push book Barry in now.
That could work too.
I agree, man. I think you got to roll. If somebody's going to beat Dragunov, I feel like it should be Aleister Black. The fact he's reuniting with Zelina Vega has to be one of those things, right? And Damian Priest, I think you throw him maybe in this group first. Maybe you hold Aleister Black off for a little while because I think you want to have Dragunov hold it. And maybe he beats Aleister Black and it goes back and forth a little bit. But I'm also going to bury Carmelo Hayes. And it's just for this reason, because I think he can do some other stuff right now. I think it would also be too soon. I wouldn't even mind if Melo is that first person up, right? And just loses right away and then kind of goes and rebuilds himself, has a really good Royal Rumble performance, or maybe finds his way onto a War Games team somehow. I don't know how that would possibly work out, but put him in a spot where he can earn more opportunities going forward. I don't think he needs to be bogged down in the U.S. title. But Alex saying push Melo, book Aleister Black, and bury Damian Priest. And listen, Alex, we are going to get to the Jacob Fatu stuff. That is all all wrapped up in the Cody Rhodes stuff. The potential Homelander incoming here. We'll see if it happens. But yes, we'll be getting into that as well. Alex, do you want to explain your push Booker Barry? Carmelo needs Trick. I don't know. I think need is a strong word. Would it help right now for the situation he's in? Yeah, I think it would. Especially with Trick losing to Mike Santana. I believe he has a match against Ricky Saints this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna lose. Ain't no way he's getting that
I do
belt.
too.
He just dropped the yeah. Yeah, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, so I mean he's main roster bound. You could do that again. I don't think people would be upset about it. Just get him some traction. I like the idea. I really do. Bernard, would you see that as a step back, or would you see that something as that would help Melo if they put him with Trick again?
Mm, I say it's a possibility that they're gonna put they can put them two together. But if you want your call up, to shine and to show us what they can do on the main roster, then I say that's not the best idea to go through that. But hey, anything is on the table and all and stuff like that. But before we get to anything else, shake bake, there's something that's been, browsing the web, social media. I think it's about, Goldberg basically has a problem with Oscar. I don't care how he spin it and all. So apparently, and I want to know what's your thoughts on it. Goldberg, um, disrespect Oscar by calling her that girl. He's still mad at the fact that Oscar surpassed him in the undefeated streak, and he's mad at WWE, I guess, for having her put over his streak or something. And he didn't like the way how he went on his retirement, And in my thoughts is like, Goldberg, chill out, man. You're a Hall of Famer, man. I mean, people say that people and certain superstars and legends and all say that how she's better than Goldberg and she's better than this and that. I mean, if I was Goldberg, and you could agree with this too, they already know, we're not gonna see them two in the ring ever, you know, especially in their match. It's like we're not gonna see them ever. Let Oscar have this shine, okay? This happened since what? I think 4 or 5 years ago. I think when she first burst on the scene in NXT and she came to WWE. Goldberg, let it go, leave it alone, man. All right, you're a legend. You in the Hall of Fame. Um, I think this has nothing to do with you. I think the fact that being that they saw Oscar burst on the scene like that when she first came to WWE, and it's like they want to push her, I guess, to the moon and all, but that to slow her down a little bit in NXT. But let it go, Goldberg. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Your thoughts, chat, and what's your thoughts on this shake bake? And then we can go and move on.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't act like a legend. I mean, not typically. I mean, I don't know, man. He's just he gets upset, man, and like I get it. Should you I don't know. There's also this is a different business. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's I don't know because you are
1990.
right. It's not like I don't know. I want to say it's not like it's pro sports, but it's the presentation of pro sports. So I can't even use that argument necessarily, but I don't know. I get him feeling a way about it. Like, yeah, that's his record. It was broken. Like, obviously, you're not going to be necessarily over the moon about that. That's something you'd like to go to the grave with. But, like, when you see somebody that's as talented as Asuka that has done things the right way, has gotten over despite a language barrier just on her physical talents alone. Like, why can't you at least like tip the cap? Like, even be like, yeah, part of me is upset that my record got broke, but she's an amazing talent. If it was anybody, I'm glad it's her. Like, that's a great way to say that. Like,
Right.
me sitting here, you're a legend. Do I expect you to be 100% okay with someone breaking your record, your streak? No, I
No.
don't. I'd think it was a little weird if you were like, oh yeah, I don't really care. Good for her. Like that would be weird
Nah,
too. But like
yeah,
that, like the way he reacted is also really weird. Like there's a way to give her flowers and be like, yeah, you know, I kind of wish I kept that record, but you know what? Asuka's great. Good for her. I'm glad she did it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with approaching it that way, but that's just not who Goldberg is. So I mean, it is what it is. But
bricks are made to be broken.
that's the thing. What's the point of having a record? I mean, you know, I guess you do want it to stand, whatever. I get I get where he's coming from. I just don't think it was necessary to say it.
Right.
And here we go, Alex. You asked for it, buddy. Who attacked Jacob Fatu? I think it may be a little outlandish to think it was Cody Rhodes, but people on the internet think it was Cody Rhodes. And the way he entered that impromptu match with Drew McIntyre, very out of character for him. And then to get in that match and lose via disqualification, he disqualifies himself. Like that doesn't seem like the Cody Rhodes. That sounds like something Drew McIntyre would have done over these past
Me too.
handful of months or a year or two. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
we're getting a little bit of a Cody Rhodes heel turn here. And he got over really big at WrestlePalooza. A lot of people didn't like that. Whatever. He's the face of the company at the moment. I understood the booking. But since you got past that, and this now ESPN wave is gone, is this now the opportunity where you say, why not? Let's make Cody Rhodes a heel. His title reign is getting to a point where he's kind of beaten everybody. He's already beaten the biggest guy in the company, and he's beaten all other comers that seem relevant. I know we went down that road with Roman Reigns for 4 years, but there's no premier antagonist to Cody Rhodes like Cody Rhodes was to Roman. So now you start to look around. What are you going to do? How are you going to create longevity? I think a heel Cody Rhodes could hold on to this belt for another 2 years, make everybody really pissed at about it, and then you can make another mega face out of somebody you choose to make the future of your company.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think that's something Drew McIntyre could do, but then we all think that Liv Morgan attacked Jay Cargill and the whole time it's Naomi. We never thought Naomi would have done something like that. So
That's what I
if it
mean.
is true, yeah, and see, that's kind of what I'm feeling. The more you brought the more I hear you talk into this. So it could be Cody Rhodes. As a fact, I'm gonna say it is Cody Rhodes. That even though that's something Drew McIntyre would have done, but I say it's Cody Rhodes. I mean, because let's face it, Cody Rhodes done has history with him and the entire bloodline since the moment he came back to WWE. Yeah, he had his feuds with Seth Rollins, but he really had his feud with Roman Reigns and the bloodline. So this might be like some little payback towards to all the bloodline has done to Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes, just might be the person who attacked Jacob Fatu. And I could be wrong, it could be somebody else, or it could be, hey, I thought his line too, Randy Orton. You never
Yeah,
know.
chat wants
The punt
Randy.
yeah, the chat wins Randy. Hey, yeah, I think it's Randy. Yeah, yeah. So it's got between those two, either Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton. My guess is I think Cody Rhodes attacked Jacob Fatu. But I hope Jacob
Yeah.
Fatu is okay, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, I mean it's a storyline. He'll be back. I wonder if he was dealing with something, or maybe it's just a pure storyline. You don't really know. Chat, I'm really interested to hear your line of thinking as to why it's Randy. I don't hate that, but I also kind of feel like that's not necessarily the position Randy's in character-wise right now. And we're on the topic of character changes out of the blue. So why couldn't it be Randy Orton? The same reason as why couldn't it be Cody Rhodes? I'm just interested to hear that line of thinking, really. And we can kind of circle back to it here. But I mean, he wants to eliminate the competition and go after the title and just make it seem like it's not him. Yeah, I think he did that in the COVID era with Drew McIntyre too. He started like attacking the legends again and stuff like that. and that got Drew's attention. So, I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know. And we can roll right along to Monday Night Raw before we get into some Halloween Havoc predictions to end the evening. Yeah, so show starts. Pierce is in the ring, asks the Vision to come out. The new Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, saying Seth Rollins to give the title away. And Braun makes this power play, making Pierce say please and show him respect, this, that, the other. Pierce don't play. And I have said this for a long time. I like Adam Pierce as a general manager a lot. I think when he has his opportunities, he usually does a pretty good job. I think he was put in some chaotic situations where he was just forced to scream and yell and not do the most character-wise, but now he's starting to get some work. That promo with Paul Heyman, where he made Paul Heyman say please, and like, I'm going to do to you what Braun did to me. I'm going to embarrass you and make you beg me to put Bronson and Braun back in the Battle Royal, which I took them out of for the disrespect. Then I'm going to say no anyway. So that was great out of him. No Braun and Bronson in the Battle Royal. And then they have this segment where they're like, oh, we're going to make everybody pay and beat people up. And then they didn't show up in the Battle Royal, which was kind of weird. I thought they were definitely going to get involved there somehow, but that had plenty of fireworks to kick off, so we'll certainly get into that. But AJ Styles and Dragon Lee won the tag team titles, a very entertaining match. AJ Styles closing in on what's going to be his last year in professional wrestling, gets the tag team titles, helps Dragon Lee out, get his footing again. What do you think of the match?
I think it's a phenomenal match. Congratulations to Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. Judgment Day had an incredible 2-time reign. But I like I just feel like it was kind of stale with the Judgment Day. It's like they've been defending them, I guess, since last never days ago.
Yep.
And I'm really happy for Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. Now, question is, where do they go from here, being that now that they're new tag team champions? Does the New Day get involved? Does a new tag team from NXT come in and get involved? Who else? The Creed brothers, whoever, who else did keep it fresh and keep it, and also too, I want to see some storytelling with the tag team titles as well. So that's what I want to look at. But congratulations to them both.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. SmackDown has done a really good job of utilizing the tag team championships, and Raw has really struggled with that. Now you have new champions. Judgment Day can be involved for one more match just to kind of close that whole chapter. But then, yes, you have the New Day. You have the War Raiders. You have the Creed brothers. It's just, for some reason, they're not giving them screen time to develop it. But I don't think SmackDown gets that much more screen time for the tag titles. It's just used better, in my opinion. So they got to figure that out. But yeah, congratulations to Dragon Lee and AJ, like you said. And do you think this is, are we finally getting to the closing time on the Judgment Day?
Not quite. I want to say yes, but my spirit tells me not quite. Not until Liv Morgan gets back.
Okay.
There's news that she should be cleared by early in the new year, but I say as far as Judgment Day is concerned, not quite. Maybe because being that all the Judgment Day doesn't have their titles except for Dominic Mysterio, or Dirty Dominic Mysterio. They could do. I could see them do something like that, like maybe have Dominic Mysterio go off on his own with a Grande Americano and a Los Americanos and all. Have them break up or something like that, or have him turn on the Judgment Day. And then or we could see maybe Finn Balor going after the Intercontinental Championship for a little while and on until John Cena takes it away from him. But we'll see, but something like that. But overall, I say not quite. I want it to end, but not quite.
John is losing to Dom, by the way.
Nah.
He's putting over Rey Mysterio's son. Book it now.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
with this Judgment Day thing, I agree with you on the live thing. I think that's when they're gonna wait to do it. I just wasn't sure if maybe you felt differently. I mean, you do feel differently. I think logically you're just like, it's probably not going to go that way. I felt like for the past
Yeah,
year, Judgment Day should have broke up, and I think they were really getting close to doing it, and then Liv got hurt. So they're like, okay, I mean, naturally we should just wait, right, and kind of drag this thing out. But
right,
yeah, I don't know. It's tough. The
right.
Judgment Day's getting in a weird spot again. I really like JD McDonough. I'd like to see him in a spot, but that's the tough thing. It's like if you're not going to break up the Judgment Day, how can you put, um, Finn in the IC title picture? I don't think you
Yeah,
can. So it's really weird. Rusev and Penta are firmly ingrained in the IC title picture as well. That's the thing going back and forth. And man, I guess we could touch on that. Man, Rusev just can't get over. It's really tough. It just hasn't gone. It hasn't gone well for him. They tried giving him Sheamus. Nobody really bought into that. The Donnybrook match was fun, but we cared more about Sheamus than that. And they keep trying. And that's what you do when you bring somebody in, you pay for them. But do you see a path where Rusev gets over?
no, no. It's like I pay attention to everything, like the crowd. The crowd's not into him. The crowd's not into the matches that he does. I do not see it, and I starting to question. You know, was WWE, bring him back too soon, or is it not the best time or not best interest to bring him back? Because it's like being at wrestling is at an all time, high right now. So as far as these characters, the storyline get involved, it's like you bring these people back, but you don't really have no utilization for him or her. So I think right now I don't see nothing going forward with Rusev. And you could bring Lana back, but what is she gonna do? She's just gonna just be on screen looking pretty. But I mean that's all. But um, I don't see no future for Rusev right now or no direction for him.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. Hey, listen, chat, we're about halfway through the show. I appreciate everybody that's been showing love and hitting us up through chat. Really been awesome conversation tonight. Throw it to a little quick commercial break. If you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button over on the YouTube channel. Really helps the gentleman out. We'll be right back, folks.
You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. You are a royal priesthood. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live.
Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for.
Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Appreciate you sticking with us here. Couple more topics to get through as we wrap up the remainder of the show. Becky Lynch, she did lose the match against Maxinne Dupri. That's 2 losses to Maxine in a row now. But she's still the Women's Intercontinental Championship. She disqualified herself, hit Maxine in the back. But Maxine is hooping, man. She was wrestling so effectively that entire match. I had almost nothing negative to say. I really can't remember a single thing. I was like, ooh, that wasn't great. Her transitions to ankle locks have gotten so good. Her wrestling has just gotten so much better. And her work in the Heart Dungeon is paying off. And that leads to the question, Bernard. Do you think, given her improvement, that Maxine is the one that should beat Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship?
Yes, I believe so, but no, it's not going to happen. And here's why. Yes, I believe she should be the one to dethrone her because it's like even down to the segments and the backstage segments and promos with between the two, Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupri. It is awesome, without a doubt. And her in-ring work with Becky Lynch has gotten better. I guess that's what Sarah likes her so much. Sarah Marshall that she, Becky Lynch is the GOAT because she makes everybody, that she's in the ring with looks good, and doesn't mind doing so. But as good as Maxinne Dupri looks, and in the ring and promos and backstage service with Becky Lynch, unfortunately, she won't be the one to dethrone her for the Intercontinental Championship, and here's why: because of one name, AJ Lee. AJ Lee had took to social media that she was out due to her book tour, but she made it very clear that she's coming back, and she's coming back for Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Championship. So I think WWE is going to go in that direction. I kind of looking back when Sarah said what she said, it's like if the IC title should go on a person who is trying to get a push or is trying to get over with the crowd, or who is already over with the crowd, somebody new and fresh. But I say they're giving that position to AJ Lee. I don't know whether it'll happen. Who knows what'll happen? But I think that's the direction that they're going to, or that they're going at right now.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I feel like Becky's going to keep the title for a little longer, but Maxine has done a lot for herself in this feud, and it's going to pay off. I think one day in the near future, in the next year or so, she will be the Women's Intercontinental Champion. It's going to be finding the right time for her. So, yeah, we'll just go on to the last little piece here of Monday Night Raw before we head into Halloween Havoc. Jey Uso did win the Battle Royal to become the #1 contender to face CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, which Seth Rollins had to vacate. But that's not necessarily the biggest story, in my opinion, that came out of this match. Jimmy Uso helped Jey twice from being eliminated. And then the minute Jimmy gets into trouble, Jey throws his ass over the rope and wins the match. And this leads to this thing. Everyone's like, oh, Jimmy's going to turn on Jey. He's going to snap, go all tribe. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be Jimmy. Jimmy is not going to deal with this. He's like, so first of all, I know it's all men for themselves, but I helped you twice, and we couldn't have gotten LA Night out and then did our own thing, went one-on-one, made the best man win. What's up with that, man? Like, Jimmy has a legitimate beef here, and it just keeps adding to this level. And do you think Jimmy's the one that's going to pull the trigger first?
It could be, or I'm thinking more of Jey Uso, because see, Jey Uso, I thought he was going to turn a couple of weeks ago. The way he talked aggressively, hit his promos and all to Jimmy. It's like he had that taste in that World Heavyweight Champion championship when he first won it, and being that he got that taste of that championship gold, it's like if he wins it this time, it's like I believe Jey is going to pull the trigger, because he'd be like, I just won this championship, and I'm gonna do anything in my power to keep the championship, and that includes either turning on my own brother. So it could be a possibility, but I don't think Jey Uso will be the one to pull the trigger.
All right, yeah. I mean, chat, feel free to weigh in on that as well. I'm still riding this Jimmy train. He's just been taking too much disrespect. I feel like he just can't continue to take this, but we will see what ends up rolling right along. And as we go through, it's going to be Halloween Havoc this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I mean, Bernard, if you're not busy Saturday night, I'd be down to watch this. Do a little live reaction stream. Gonna have a little bit of a tag team match, a little bit of a fun one to start the show. Down at the bottom, we got Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Mr. Iguana and La Parca. That's gonna be really fun. I like La Parca, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater. That athleticism alone is just enough to keep you seated the entirety of the match. And then Mr. Iguana is super fun to watch as well. If I'm picking a winner in this, I'm going Leon and Javon all day. Iguana and Parka, it's going to be a really fun match. They're going to show out for sure. But these boys, I mean, if you want to point to futures of the company, they are some future pillars.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that. I got Javon and Leon to win this match as well. The Parker and Iguana, I loved them and all, but I think uh, Javon and Leon did. I think they get the win on this one.
Okay, same page there, rolling along. Ethan Page, all ego, man, will put his North American Championship on the line against El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. In a Day of the Dead match. Not quite sure what exactly that stipulation will entail, but it's Halloween Havoc. It'll be something fun. Again, Ethan Page is on an absolute burner. I don't see him dropping the belt here. I know there's been a lot of back and forth title swaps. It would be kind of fun, but I really don't see it going any other way. I'm going Ethan Page here.
Yeah, same here. Ethan Page gets the win, but I'm looking forward to the Dr. Wagner match. I really haven't seen him much as a wrestler, but I'm glad to get to see him wrestle in this pay-per-view here.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times. He's pretty good, talented guy. Stepping up, as you said, for her partner, Zaria will defend the Women's North American Championship against Blake Monroe. Fresh over from AEW, do you think this is the spot where Blake gets her first WWE Championship?
Yeah, I believe so. I kind of want Zaria to win, but it just hit me in my mind that Blake Monroe gets the upset. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I think Blake Monroe gets this win, and I think it adds to the beef between Zaria and Sol Ruca. I think Sol's going to feel a type of way, and it may push Zaria towards that heel turn.
Right.
So I think this could be a really interesting match. And I think Blake has something to prove as far as her in-ring stuff. I don't think she's been bad, but I think she's looking for a breakout performance. And I think Zaria could be a good duo to do that with. Obviously, in a perfect world, it would have been with Sol Ruca, and that would have really been your opportunity. But I think they still have a chance to put on a really fun match, and Blake could use a big win here. NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Dark State will take on the Hardys. And this was a novelty thing for the Hardys. I don't necessarily think they're going to hold these belts all that long. I think the Dark State may take them back here.
Yeah, I got a feeling too with Dark State, but I wouldn't be mad if the Hardys win. So right now, I got another upset. Dark State in the Hardys' historic reign as both TNA and NXT tag team champions as they regain their NXT tag team championship back and send it back to NXT. So I got Dark State winning.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to overcome the numbers game once. I don't know how you're going to be able to do that. And it's a broken rules match. So, I mean, the rest of the Dark State getting involved is not going to be illegal. They can do whatever they want. So you're going to have to watch out for that one. Tatum Paxley won the Women's Battle Royal to earn herself an opportunity at JC Jane's NXT Women's Championship. And the NXT universe is really behind Tatum Paxley. And Bernard, the NXT guy you are, are you behind Tatum? Do you think she's going to take this belt off of JC Jane? I know there's been some issues with Fatal Influence, but do you think she keeps it?
Well, one, yes, I am behind Tatum Paxley. I want her. I want her. Her time in the spotlight and her time to become champion. But I don't think it's going to be at that event. And as far as Fatal Influence is concerned, being at a new acquisition to the faction and Laney Reed, I think JC Jane gets this one. But I believe the next NXT Women's Championship that she would defend, I said she'll lose it, and to lose two, I say Jada Parker. I'm still high on her, but Tatum Paxley, this is her moment. But I wouldn't be mad if she win it. Because this be her time. But we'll see what happens. But right now, I got JC Jane winning.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, given the fact they did add the new faction member, it seems like they kind of want to keep this thing going with JC Jane. So I'm going to go there, and I think you get a little bit of a heel victory, and then you're going to save it with the babyface victory. I got Ricky Saints beating Trick Williams. I think Trick Williams is going to head towards the main roster soon. I don't believe there's any stipulation on this. It doesn't look like there is. Just straight up singles match. And Ricky Saints obviously is main roster ready, but there's no reason for him to drop the title right now. Let him continue to, I don't even want to say earn stripes or anything like that because he's Ricky Saints. We all know who he is, but, you know, kind of maybe pay his dues inside of the company so nobody, when he gets up to the main roster, can feel a type of way. Nobody can say anything. He's like, I cut my teeth. I was the NXT champion for X amount of time. So, yeah, I think they're going to keep him champion for a while.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're gonna keep the champion for a while. Yeah, he's gonna if he is gonna drop the title, probably down the line, keep an eye on Josh Briggs. You gotta keep an eye on him. I think he's gonna drop the title to him. Or Oba, but see, Oba is main roster bound too. So yeah, I got Ricky Saints winning that match, but I do have Ricky Saints probably down the line dropping the title to Josh Briggs. That's my early prediction.
I like that call on Josh Briggs. He's been getting a lot of motion backstage. Just had a good win against Matt Cardona. I don't think it was this week, but the week before, I believe. So yeah, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna call it a little bit early here tonight. You know, without our man JC, you know, the conversation wasn't as we're missing a whole other perspective, and we hope to get him back next week again. Hope everything's going well with him and his family. Thoughts and prayers, love out to the Kirk family. Chat, you guys were absolutely electric tonight. Eric, first time chatter, or at least first time in a while. I appreciate you, man. Alex, you're the GOAT. You're always holding it down for us here. Tell your friends, man, make sure they get involved in the conversation. We'll be doing a live stream, BG if he can make it, but I will certainly be live for Halloween Havoc, reacting to that. Make sure you follow Stadium Rant and the boys on social media, and check out stadiumrant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. And if you're not down with any of that, we got 2 words for you: acknowledge us.